fish already. Ooh, nice fish too. Well, if it looks like I'm out fishing during the apocalypse, it's because I'm out fishing during the apocalypse. And I thought, what better time to discuss the importance of dodgers in kokanee fishing than during an apocalypse. So today, I'm going to discuss the role of dodgers, and I'm doing an interesting experiment. Whoa, this feels like a good fish. So dodgers play a critical role in several functions when kokanee fishing. One, they provide flash, so they attract fish and bring fish in from a distance. It looks like a feeding school of kokanee, or at least that's the prevailing hypothesis. And since food resources are limited, when kokanee see other kokanee feeding, they'll often move in to capitalize on resources found by other schools of kokanee. But another thing that a flash will do, whoop, this is actually a nice fish. Another thing that a dodger will do is it creates action on your lure, right? So this is really critical. Kokanee really like a lure that's dodging back and forth, side to side, or at least has some sort of motion. That stimulates the fish when it gets close, but I also think it's important because the dodger itself and the action of the lure that the dodger imparts on the lure stimulates their lateral line. So kokanee have, like all fish, have a row of sensors that runs along the side of their body, which helps them to detect movement in water. Still nice and chrome. And so that stimulation of the lateral line is also probably pretty important, especially in low light conditions like today, where I'm not going to see the sun because of all the wildfires. So in order to sort of have a fun little experiment, I'm going to run a dodger with, I'm running again my identical setup that I like to always do, but this time I've got one dodger that I've completely painted black. That's a flat black with 3 coats of paint on it. Otherwise I'm running identical lures, same color lure, leader length, rod, dropper, everything's going to be identical. So we're going to see which rod outproduces the other one. Is flash really that important? Is that the main role that dodgers have? Or is just having that action of the dodger enough to stimulate the strike with stimulating their lateral line and also adding motion to that lure? So I'll be curious to see what your guys' thoughts are. Do you think flash is the most important thing, or do you think the action is the most important thing? And that's what I'm really trying to get at here. Can you have a lure with a lot of action, but not necessarily don't have that flash in front of it? So we're going to see how this black dodger performs. All right, so I'm running 2 ounces at 50 feet on the line counter. It's probably putting me right there in that 25 to 30 foot range, depending on my speed and turn. I'm marking most of my fish in the 25 to 30 feet range. So I'm dropping it right on their head. Here we go. The lure I'm running is just the little red and pink micro hoochies that I've really got a lot of confidence in now. So the flash dodger I'm using here is same arrow flash dodger, but this is silver with moon jelly, so you can't get more flashy than that. That's pretty flashy. And that already caught a fish this morning. No surprise there. This is a confident setup for me. No scent on the corn this morning, just salt. Ooh, there's fish. On the flash again. It's a big kokanee. Just starting to turn. That's a big, big kokanee though. Whoa. That thing is huge, a big old buck. Look at that big old buck. Got a big honking beak on him. It's crazy. Oop, there we go. Another one on the flash. Ooh. Got him. Alright, well that's 3 on the flash, so it's already looking like it's a strong favorite. Little buck, he's not close to spawning yet. Oop, there was a bite on the black one there. I saw that. That was the first bite of the day on that one. Oop, there's fish. Fish on the flash. Got him. That's 4 for the chrome. Although the black one's had a couple bites, just hasn't converted. Another one on the chrome. Got him. Okay, so that's 5 fish in the bag, all on the chrome dodger. So it's pretty safe to say that one of the critical roles that dodgers play is creating flash, and that flash seems to be really critical to triggering that strike. We've got a couple bites on the black dodger, but it's nothing like what's happening over here in terms of action on the chrome dodger. Okay, so we're gonna modify the experiment now, and since it's pretty clear to me that flash is critical, let's add a spinner with a silver blade to the black dodger rig and see if we start getting increased. Just adding that little bit of flash, is it gonna make a difference? I think this will really indicate to me if we start seeing them hitting this, that just even a small amount of flash can make a big difference. So that's just a red and pink micro shrimp. Now we're gonna put a silver blade on there with a pink and blue. And we'll see how this does. Oh, there we go. Fish on the black dodger. Right after I put that spinner on. Swing it up here. Got it. All right, there's the first fish on the black dodger this morning to the boat. Right after I put that spinner on there. Just that little bit of extra flash. Let's see if we can keep that trend going to sort of confirm my hypothesis that just a little bit of flash is really key. There you go, pretty kokanee. Next year's fish. There's another one with the chrome. Nice. There's fish. Got him. A nice one too. That is 9 fish on the chrome dodger and only 1 today on the black dodger. So I think it's pretty safe to say that at least today flash was a critical component of the dodger, because we had the action of the dodger on the black one. It just didn't produce nearly as many fish. Nice kokanee. Whereas this one that had the chrome was producing nearly all the fish today. We had a few bites on this one, lost a few fish on the chrome one, but overall, I mean, 9 fish in the boat all on 1 rod. So that's a pretty clear indication that one of the key contributors to a Dodgers roll is that added flash. And it makes me wonder about those Dodgers that I see that are largely painted. Oftentimes on the backside of those Dodgers, they'll still have the brass or nickel plating still showing. And I really wonder if that's really what's drawing in the fish versus the painted side. Today I'm fishing 30 feet deep. There's not a ton of light available down there, especially on a smoky day like today. So maybe that's why the flash was really critical today. It's just because there's such limited light. Like, that really was the primary factor attracting those fish in. Maybe I'd have different results if I were fishing shallower. Maybe I'd have different results if I were fishing on a sunnier day. Maybe then it wouldn't be so critical. But for me, I really wanted to separate out, is the Dodgers action and that signal that it's sending out that's stimulating their lateral line really what's driving the bite, or is it that flash? And for me, today, based on these results, I'm really going to say that the flash is very critical in attracting these kokanee and bringing them in. So when you go out there and you're not getting bit and you're running painted Dodgers at deeper depths, maybe think about adding something with that greater flash. Is there a point which you can have too much flash? Possibly. But I think today I just wanted to establish that baseline, that flash really is a super critical component to kokanee fishing. Well, this is likely to be my last kokanee challenge for 2020. Probably do some other kokanee films, but I won't be doing these versus videos that people enjoy so much. But I'll be back next year doing more kokanee challenges out on the water, trying to figure out the mystery of what is kokanee fishing. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Be sure to hit that like button down there, subscribe, and I will see you next time out on the water. Just remember, fish smarter, not harder.